With just days to go until Dana White's new show is set to premiere, the hype is at an all-time high for the Power Slap League. White has been working hard at promoting the new series, and so far, he has received mixed reactions from the audience he's been trying to target. Today, we're going to look back at the Power Slap League and how the latest promotion may have gotten a little out of hand. First up, the UFC boss was caught on camera slapping his wife. Dana White and his wife got physical with each other publicly on New Year's Eve, and mind you, this wasn't in a sexy, loving way either. The couple was spotted celebrating Saturday night with their friends in El Squid Row, a multi-level dance club in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Things took a dark turn shortly after they welcomed the new year at midnight when Dana and his wife of 26 years were caught on camera slapping each other. The couple and their group of friends were in a VIP area above the dance floor when the UFC Supremo leaned over to say something to his wife Anna. It must have been something unpleasant, as she reacted by smacking him across the face. Dana immediately slapped her back in the face, and this caused their friends to jump in and pull them apart. The whole incident was visible to the partygoers down below. Eyewitnesses at the club have reportedly said that both Dana and Ann seemed to be heavily intoxicated before the sudden burst of violence. The video shows that things went from 0 to 100 instantly, and for no apparent reason. Also, the conflict was seemingly over in less than a minute. You've got to admit, things do smell a little funny here. 11 days before the premiere of Dana's slap fighting show, he and his wife get into a slap fight publicly. Sounds like nothing more than a bad attempt at a promotion for the Power Slap League. Now, let's look at the public reaction on social media. If the UFC head honcho was trying to promote his new TV show, he failed miserably. People took to social media and started bashing Dana instead of associating the stunt with the show. A Twitter user posted that the headline was incredible. The favorite fight promoter striking a woman in public, which can be classified as domestic violence. Another user said, even though it was a scumbag move by Dana, his wife did the exact same thing, so they both deserve the hate. People also called it the least surprising thing ever, and some guys advised Dana to just walk away instead of hitting back. People have overall condemned the whole incident and have most given Dana a piece of their mind. Of course, there are always some guys who find something like this funny, but the larger public wasn't too impressed with what the Whites pulled. Hitting your spouse in public is shameful and embarrassing. We can't be too sure if the Whites did it to promote the Power Slap League or if it was genuinely an incident that just seemed to happen. The timing of it seems really suspect. The couple has, however, apologized for what happened. Following up, the Whites feel sorry about the whole ordeal. The UFC president has spoken in an interview with TMZ about the incident. He admitted that alcohol played a huge factor in what happened, but he quickly added that it wasn't an excuse for getting physical with his wife like that. Dana went on to say that people have heard him say countless times over the years that there's never an excuse for a guy to put his hands on a woman, and he repeated that message while talking to TMZ. Ann White also gave a statement to the same news outlet about what happened. She said that Dana and she have been married for almost 30 years, and to say that this was out of character for him would be an understatement. The couple has also apologized to their 3 kids and has talked to them about the whole altercation as well. Dana is largely now concerned about how this will affect young ones, something he should have considered before getting drunk and smacking his wife. Moving on, let's look at some of the official rules for the Power Slap League. It will take some time for the fans to learn all the new rules and terminology, as is the case for the new sport, but the Nevada Athletic Commission has released the first round of rules and regulations for the new Power Slap League. The 2 athletes in slap fighting can stand across from each other and slap their opponent one at a time. The contestant slapping is called the striker, and the one receiving the slap is called the defender. The Power Slap League will have 3-round and 5-round matches. The striker will have to stand in a box with both feet on the ground, and they'll even have to specify how many wind-ups they use before striking. There will be 2 referees present to make sure that the slap lands correctly on the allowed region of the face. The striker must land the slap using the whole of their hand. The fingers and palm must make an impact at the same time. The defender, on the other hand, is not allowed to defend at all. They can't flinch or tuck their chin, and they must hold a power slap stick behind their back with both hands. Each round will be scored out of 10, and the fight will end by either knockout or decision. If the defender is knocked down, they will have a 10 count to get back up. If they are knocked out in the first round, they can receive up to 2 minutes to regain consciousness before they can continue. Now, let's find out a bit more about Dana's new show. The Power Slap League is set to make its debut on TV on January 11th, 2023. The show will be available on TBS, and the first season will feature 8 one-hour episodes. It will have the best slappers from around the world competing for championship titles across multiple weight classes. It is expected that this will be the first of many seasons to come, depending on how the viewers respond. But from what we've seen so far, the reception hasn't been too great for it. During the press conference for the show, Dana White told the media that he's really into the concept of the tournament and is really looking forward to the premiere of the first season. He also added that there were a lot of health and safety concerns for the participants when they first announced the show, but he believes that UFC being involved makes it much safer. White announced that Frank Lamasella will be the president of the new TV series, and he'll be the one handling day-to-day operations. Power Slap League secured their state regulation from NSAC last month, which has made the show legit. They have also started building their roster through open tryouts and currently have around 150 potential contestants. This includes both male and female potential participants across different weight categories, but the number is going to be whittled down for the final roster before the show debuts on TBS. The show will go up sometime in January, though the exact date has yet to be confirmed. Next, UFC fans weren't sold on the idea of slap fighting. UFC President Dana White has been a successful businessman for some years now, and it seems that whatever he touches turns to gold, as he has raked in success from every venture he's been involved in. White now looks to mimic the success he found in MMA with UFC. The UFC boss recently launched the competition of slap fights because he believes that audiences deserve a major slap fighting tournament. The Power Slap League is the first of its kind slap fighting tournament, and it has an incredible roster. White took to social media to make things official and announced his first slap fighter, but the fans felt it to be inappropriate and criticized the UFC Supremo in the comments section. Dana posted a video on Instagram from the official UFC handle. The clip features his first batch of power slap strikers in Ryan Phillip. White wanted to make several such clips in a series he called Power Slap Road to the Title, but the fans didn't take to it well. The UFC boss plans to introduce several slap fighters to the UFC audience so that he can gain the support of loyal UFC fans to kickstart his new venture. But rather than gathering some steam for the new show, the video seems to have the opposite effect. The clip has angered fight fans instead, who are not too impressed with the involvement of their favorite sport with slap fighting. Lastly, let's look at some of the fan reactions to the new show. According to the reaction of some really angry fans, White has failed terribly with his new business plan. They have ripped Dana's Instagram post to shreds, questioning the logic behind posting a promotional video of the Power Slap League from the official UFC handle. To them, there's no connection between UFC and the new slap fighting show except that it has the same owner. Some of the fans question who actually thought that the new show was a good idea and who was even going to watch something like this. To many, slap fight isn't a sport, and getting behind it like this is the dumbest beep ever. A fan also reminded the UFC boss that he thinks soccer is stupid and goes on to put his name on slap fighting, which we have to admit is kind of true. Another guy was also wondering that if this is a sport now, then what do the training sessions for it look like? People were also pissed that the UFC would rather pour their money into something like this than pay their their fighters. Fans are also calling for White's head and asking that the 53-year-old be kicked out of his position. In their eyes, he has betrayed the sport, the athletes, the fans, and everything they stand for. This brings us to the end of today's video. Let us know what you think of the Whites slapping each other publicly, and if you think Dana's new show is going to have a smooth start. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content.